Hi guys, it is Karrie Shoes, the Essential Oil Coach, coming to you live this Monday. And how is everybody? I know here in the great state of Oklahoma, it is absolutely beautiful and sunny. It's just kind of a perfect day. So as you know, we're going to talk about all things buggy. Normally I do this class outside, but it is a very active outdoors right now with lots of kids on the sidewalks. And as you know, if you've watched any of my live the gardening class, any of the container class, you know that I have 3 dogs. So I decided today that I'd bring this on inside. So bugs are everywhere this time of year. Everything is starting to bloom and come alive. And I've had a lot of questions about bugs, everything from lice to ants to aphids, caterpillars. So we aren't just going to talk about bugs in your garden, but we're just going to talk about general bugs, period. So I love using essential oils. They are my number one defense in our home, but also our number one defense in our yard and in our garden because we barbecue. We're outside right now playing horseshoes, just playing with the dogs. And there's a lot of things out there right now that are kind of yucky. I just don't absolutely love them. And one of those things that I don't love are the mosquitoes, the flies. I don't love flies. And if you have dogs or if you live in the country, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So using essential oils can be a really cheap, effective, organic way of doing this. Of course, I'm talking about all things doTERRA. I love doTERRA essential oils. I've been doing it for 11 years and absolutely love what it's done as far as transforming my household into a little bit more of a holistic, organic lifestyle. You know, a lot of the chemicals that we use to spray for flies and fleas and ants have a huge chemical response. And if you use that, great. But I've chosen something different because I garden. We eat what comes out of that garden, but also on my animals. So this is quarantine goodness right here. I just came in outside. Hey, Haley. And she just mentioned one that's called TerraShield. And of course, that is one that I forgot to bring in. So hold on just a second. So the benefit of live, either people hung on until I came back or they've clicked off. So when you're outside and then you come in and you forget your oils, right? So let's talk about that. So when I go outside, I use what's called TerraShield, and it is an outdoor blend. It is infused with some amazing goodness in it. But what I love about it is that it is safe for my pets and my animals. If you caught me this weekend, you caught the gardening live and you saw me put it on my dog's collar. But what I love about it is that it has fractionated coconut oil, so it's safe for sensitive skin and for your littles. It also has ylang ylang, which is a beautiful flower. It has cypress, juniper, it has cedar wood, and it's just infused. And it's all ready for me to throw the backpack and throw into the camping gear, whatever your thing is. Make your outdoors your camping site right now, right? So TerraShield is great for a lot of bugs, including mosquitoes. Ticks are very big right now. So we are watching out for those ticks that carry Lyme disease, and they come in on your dogs. You've got seed ticks, you've got the brown ticks. I mean, they're all over, especially if you are like me and you live in the top of the southern states. So I want you to get your notepad. I want you to get your notes on your phone, whatever that may be. And I'm just going to talk about maybe the top 5 or 10 bugs. So Lice. That was a big one this morning. I don't know why, but I had 4 Facebook messengers talking about lice. So I don't know if it's because it's home and everybody's like, okay, I need to be preventative. But if you use tea tree oil, about a tablespoon in a spray bottle of water, you can actually spray that onto the hair, right? Separate it down. You can spray it onto the hair. You can actually put it into your shampoo. You want to make sure that you're using about 20 to 40 drops. You let it sit for 20 minutes, and then you take a small tooth comb and you brush it out. You repeat it, right? And then you're going to take all of your bedding off. You're going to take anything that you may have sat down, and you are going to at least throw it into the dryer and let it cook in the dryer for about 30 minutes. And you can spray down your fabrics with tea tree oil. It will not bleach them out. And you continue going, wash everything. Okay, so that's the highlight of lice. It's Melaleuca, but we now have it. It's called tea tree. It's very medicinal, antifungal, antibacterial. So it's a really good one to have on hand for a lot of things, including even boo-boos. If you get bit by something, you can add some tea tree to that. So let's talk about ants. Ants are all over Oklahoma. You have good ants and you have bad ants. You have carpenter ants, you have red ants, you have black ants, you name it. You have wood ants. And so you're going to have to kind of experiment. But along the edge of your home in the windowsills, you can take a line of salt and actually drip into that peppermint, or you can drip into spearmint, which for those of you who don't know, we're having a buy one, get one free sale Monday through Friday of this week, starting right now. And spearmint is in the BOGO box. And so anyway, peppermint or spearmint. But another one that I add is wild orange. Okay. So I actually did this. I planted garden and I found some ants along the border of the brick to concrete. And I took a spray bottle just like this. This one is 32 fluid ounces. And I try to keep some of these commercial ones around because they just seem to be a little bit more durable. But as you've seen in previous ones, I also have glass spray bottles. I've taken vinegar bottles and put a spray lid to them. So just really depends. But in this particular size, 32 ounces, I will add 20 drops of orange, 20 drops of spearmint, and 20 drops of peppermint. Shake it up really well, and I just spray the perimeters. You can actually spray around your windowsills with this. You need to make sure if it's a painted surface, I want you to test that wild orange out on it first. The peppermint and spearmint, am not concerned about, but some painted surfaces don't love citrus. This isn't a huge amount of concentrate that you really have to worry about it, but I always tell people to check it out first. So ants, peppermint, spearmint, wild orange. All right, let's talk about aphids. These are these little bitty bugs that get on rose bushes. They can also get on the ground, including squash beetles. They can get on a lot of perennial and annual flowers, right? And they will suck the stomata, the life out of your flowers, right? So you put all this time and effort into it, but they also bite. So they do bite the skin if you get an aphid on the skin. The same thing with that, you are going to be able to use cedar wood, which is really amazing. I have cedar chips. Cedar wood is, like it says, it comes from the cedar tree, cedar. Put it into a spray bottle, add 10 to 20 drops, right? And you are going to spray that around the base of your vegetation. Please note that if you live in an area where it's very warm or tropical, please don't ever spray your leaves in high sun, right? But if you get that on your skin, right, if you find that you've been gardening or whatever and you get an aphid on the skin, you can actually just do what I just did. Use it topically and put cedar wood right there, right? Cedar wood's a little bit thicker, a little heavier because it's a tree compared to a wild orange because it's closer to the sun, right? Let's talk about beetles. How many of you have roly-polies? How many of you have beetles? Just beetles. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of terms of beetles. There's a lot of June bugs that fly around. You can actually take a piece of cloth, or if you have a front door wreath, right? You can actually take that and spray that down with rosemary and thyme. Rosemary and thyme. And you're going to mix that as well. I always say start with 10. If you need it a little bit stronger, go to 20, right? But I'm talking about 10 to 20 in a 32-ounce spray bottle. Everything I do is spray except for the salt for the ants. Please don't put salt in your garden because it can kill off your vegetation. I'm talking about in the home, around the doorways, around the windowsills. Some people get ants in their pantries, ants in their pants. All right. What about caterpillars? There are good caterpillars and there are bad caterpillars. And what I thought was an amazing, great caterpillar last year sucked the life out of my green beans. It was about this big. It looked like it was a monarch caterpillar, but it was not. It was called a bean caterpillar. And it literally overnight sucked my cucumbers. It sucked out my, the cucumbers. It sucked out my green beans. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. And so right now I don't love those. So because I've planted a lot of things, right? I went ahead and put into my soil rosemary. Now, some of those caterpillars that kids, when you're kids and they're green and they're fuzzy or they're black and they're orange, that's fine. There are some caterpillars that we have here that people think that they're caterpillars, but they're actually millipedes. And millipedes are, they're poisonous and they're dangerous. If you go to Chandler Park, you will see millipedes. I highly encourage you. This is the cool thing about doTERRA oils is that they're safe. They're certified pure therapeutic grade. They're safe internally, topically, and aromatically. So I don't have to worry about putting these on my body. But if you're going out, you're rock climbing, you're hiking, I would highly recommend using rosemary and cedarwood if you don't have TerraShield. TerraShield also comes in a whole oil, and you can actually make your own. The benefit of this one is that it has fractionated coconut oil, which makes it safe for littles. It's DEET free. Everything that I'm telling you is DEET free. Little bit of background about essential oils. doTERRA essential oils comes from the leaves, the seeds, the root, the plant, and you get nothing else. No fillers, no alcohol, no formaldehyde, no petrochemicals. So let's get back to the caterpillars, the hiking, which is happening a lot right now. Rosemary and cedarwood is going to be your friend. You can put that in a small 4-ounce or a small 6-ounce, 5 drops of essential oils, right? 5 drops, rosemary and cedarwood. You can spray the top of your tennis shoes, the top of your socks, the bottom of the short or the walking pant, around the neck area right here. You want to make sure that you do that. The other thing I love about rosemary and cedarwood is it is a good hair stimulant. So I use this daily. I think you guys have probably seen this, especially right now. So, little on the eyebrows. Since we're all quarantined, today I didn't do my makeup to go out and do yard work or clean my house. That's what I do on Mondays. I call people, I tell people awesome things. I tell them why they should love using essential oils versus chemicals. And I clean and laundry and do yard work. That's what I do. Still to this day. All right, guys, let's talk about chiggers. How many of you guys have ever had chigger bites? They're itchy. They get inflamed. You can't see them. They're microscopic. And, obviously you can talk to your pest professionals. You are expert. This just is information that I've come across from master gardeners, from using it, from trial and error. But chiggers are, for a lot of people, they're just like the little demons, right? They just chew. They chew, and they're itchy. A lot of people put clear nail polish on the top of them, which is fine. I think I've actually done that and it's worked. But I don't like nail polish all over me. So in place of the nail polish, I use lavender and lemongrass. And lavender and lemongrass, again, you can put this in a 4-ounce or a 6-ounce spray bottle, add 5 drops of each, right? Lavender and lemongrass. And you can spray that all down the leg, right? You can spray it on your arms. Most people get chiggers around the sandal area or the tennis shoe area. And you're going to use the lavender because it's a natural antihistamine. So it's great for bug bites. If you get a mosquito bite or a chigger bite, take the lavender as a first course of action. But using lemongrass and lavender is fantastic. You can actually spray this on a bandana. So you can put that around your neck, and it's also going to help with mosquitoes. So chiggers, lavender and lemongrass. Fleas are little things that bite your animals, but they also can get embedded in you. If the kids have sandboxes, if you've got a sandy loam, if they can come into your home, right? So for fleas, lemongrass is going to be your friend. Lemongrass and basil. You're going to use these and you're going to put them in a spray bottle. Same thing, 32 ounces, 10 and 10. I don't know if you saw the trick, but I also make a baking soda with the same thing, lemongrass and basil. You put the same drops and you shake it up, and you can actually use that as your carpet cleaner. You let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes and then you vacuum it up. If you've got flea infestation, if you have flea infestation, you need to clear out all of your bedding. You need to wash everything, wash your dog bed, your cat bed, whatever, and make sure that you spray these things down with your lemongrass and your basil spray, because it knocks things out. But you can also spray your animals with this, go against the grain. Be careful with using lemongrass on your cats, right? But basil's not going to hurt her or him, but you're going to go against the grain. And you want to make sure that you're always diluting it. If you're using it on your pets, for more information about that, you probably need to talk to me. Direct message me at 918-928-7748 or use Facebook Messenger. So the next thing, flies. Flies. I don't like flies. I don't like flies at all. I have to go scoop poop in the backyard because I have 3 dogs. But no matter what, I live in the great state of Oklahoma, and there are flies everywhere. And we used to use these fly traps. They were disgusting. We used to use them when I was growing up in the barns. And so, they're kind of gross. They're sticky, and all the flies come to them, right? But I found an easier way to deal with flies, because flies bite. I mean, I got bit by a fly yesterday. Totally ticked me off. What I realized is I forgot to spray down with my Terra Shield, and I did not use my peppermint, which I normally use peppermint on my skin when I go outside and the heat is good. You don't normally find flies when it's cold, but peppermint is going to be a great one for your flies. Basil, eucalyptus. Those are really my 3, and rosemary. So eucalyptus, rosemary, basil, and peppermint. And I actually have a diffuser and I put it outside. Did you know that you can actually get diffusers that you can use with a battery pack, or you can use them with a USB? And there's some, I believe they're on Amazon, and they're solar powered. So you can actually detour from your table outside, from your barbecue, from your area by using this. If you don't have one of those diffusers, guess what I'm going to tell you? Get a spray bottle. And I go outside with my rosemary, my peppermint, my basil, and eucalyptus. I put all of that, 10 drops each, because you're using 4 oils, right? And you spray down your screens, you spray back down your seat cushions, and spray down the barbecue area. But you can also, guess what? Spray down yourself. So it is going to be an easy way, and there's no toxins to that whatsoever. So gnats. Some of you have asked me about these gnats. Gnats, they suck. I don't love them. I just said that live. Oh, well. Patchouli. Patchouli is an amazing plant. I know everybody thinks it's just for hippies, but patchouli is going to be your go-to. Patchouli and, what did I just do with it? Spearmint. There it is. Patchouli and spearmint. And remember, I told you guys about the BOGO box where you have a buy one, get one free, or we offer an oil to purchase. You get another one for free, or you can buy the whole box this week for $200, and you buy 5 oils and you get 9 for free. So I'm going to put all of this in the comments. But anyway, spearmint and patchouli. That is for gnats, Gnats. And then mosquitoes, lemongrass, and rosemary. So as you can see, one bottle of essential oils can go for many different kind of pesky bugs. It can go for many types of uses, even around your screens, on your skin. It can actually be put in diffusers around bandanas. It can be sprayed across the baseboards. It can be around your windowsills. So I hope that I've given you some yucky pest busters. And I'd love to know what your guys' comments are right now so I can help answer them. Let's see. We're going to stay right here. So do I have any? Hey, Chastity, how are you? Yes, fleas are yucky. Do you put the baking soda first and then add the mixture to the water? No, this is just plain baking soda. So it's commonly about 2 cups of baking soda. And I think we're talking about fleas. So lemongrass and lavender. I think I said peppermint, but you can use peppermint too. Lemongrass and lavender are the 2 that we use. And we actually shake it onto the carpet. We let it sit for 20 minutes if we think that we've had fleas come in. But if you guys saw on my pet video 2 Saturdays ago, we use this as a dry shampoo on our animals. So remember, baking soda is a natural pH balancer. So when you put it on your animals, you're going to shake it against the grain. You're going to rub it in. You know, they're going to love that because they're getting a massage. And then you're going to rub it out, right? Brush it out against the grain and then away from the grain. So with dogs, you want to make sure that you get most of that off of there. With the carpet, you make sure that you let it sit. That's the big thing. If you've got a huge infestation of fleas, before you call your carpet or your pest exterminator, 1, vacuum really well, spray it down with the lemongrass and lavender. You can add basil, which is another big detour for fleas in the carpet. So lemongrass, lavender, and basil. Spray your carpets down, not wet, just a fine mist over them. And then you can actually take some table salt and you can actually salt that area, use a broom and get it really good in there, and then go back and vacuum it 2 or 3 times. It is a process, but I can tell you that we do have resources for natural pesticides. We don't use anything in our garden at all, but I don't like using anything with high level chemicals because we've lost 3 pets to cancer. So I don't like cancer causing things. I don't like things that have huge, powerful repercussions just because I need it to work. So I'm willing to go that extra effort of not being as simple as the chemicals that we use to make sure that I'm using something that's safe, not only for our respiratory system, but also that's safe for our pets and that's safe for us. Any other questions, you guys? A little bit longer than I normally go, but I would love for you to share this with your people. I will put down everything that we talked about in the comments right here, and I will see you guys later on this week. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm doing classes every week. Don't forget about the buy one, get one, because you guys can actually get a lot of good immunity boosting, a lot of digestive help, a lot of respiratory help, and save some money, which is really crucial right now. But you can also bust out some bugs. All right. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.